What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's been a few days since I've been on here. I've missed a little bit of news. I've been really busy lately. Nothing too crazy, otherwise I would have had to make a video, but I figured, there was a couple good fight announcements. We had UFC Columbus last night, which I did watch, and I figured I would jump on here for a little while, do a live stream, uh, and we can talk about all the things going on. I forgot, what was the other good fight announcement? There's Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira. I cannot remember the other fight announcement now that I think of it. I'm trying to think of it right now. What was it? There was something else pretty good announced. Pereira versus Sean Strickland was the biggest in my opinion. I'm trying to remember it. I'm not seeing nothing on any MMA website. So I'm trying to remember. But guys, it's been far too long. Yesterday was the first like lower level fight card that I've missed in a while. But it was a. I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a terrible fight card. But for me, it lacked a lot of importance. I hate sitting here and constantly complaining about this or that. Lately it just seems like been a lot of that. But this Columbus card, and I think there was a litany of factors for the reasons I wasn't super excited for it. There was a couple reasons. One, I was exhausted and tired. Two, I wasn't a real big fan of the main event. Three, it was an amazing fight card to start off with. That's the other fight that was announced: Alexander Rakic versus Jan Blachowicz, which was originally supposed to happen at that card. So I think there were so many factors. We had some good fights on it. I only watched the main card. Curtis Blaydes, great win. I picked Curtis Blaydes to win, but one thing I did want to mention is my breakdown was completely off, and I think a lot of people's breakdowns were. I expected Blaydes to go out there and ragdoll and beat him up on the ground. He just outstruck him. It just goes to show that Curtis Blaydes has serviceable striking. And he went out there, he pieced up Chris Daukas from the start of the fight, and eventually TKOs him. Great win. I mean, I say great win as in the performance was solid, but for me, I don't really know where that puts him in the rankings or where he goes from here. But he did it on the feet. I mean, I don't think I was exhausted, so I have a terrible memory, especially when I'm tired. But yeah, I don't think he ever shot on one takedown. He went out there and beat him up on the feet and eventually finished him with his power. I think I talked about it a little bit in the breakdown. He wrecked Junior Dos Santos on the feet, and the reason was because of the threat of the takedown. And we've seen it so many times. Co-main event, Joanne Wood versus Alexa Grasso. The striker's delight, as DC and Bisbing would tell you. For me, I'm not one of these people that constantly hate on women's MMA. I know there's some people out there, it just ain't for them. They hate it no matter who it is. I'm not one of these people. Joanne Calderwood is terrible. And the fact that we have to look at a number ranking next to her name just shows you the sad state of MMA. Alexa Grasso went out there, took her down, and submitted her with relative ease. And they said on the broadcast, and I know a lot of people are going to be saying it as well, that she's now a contender in the flyweight division. And the litmus test for being a contender in the flyweight division means you just haven't fought Valentina Shevchenko next yet. Sorry, I don't know why I said next. Matt Brown versus Brian Barbarina. Wild, crazy fight. I don't know if it was just because I was exhausted last night or I did see I just saw your chat fight life. I did. The fight was wild. I did watch it. I watched the main card. I watched all the main card fights last night. I was just really tired, so I'm having a tough time remembering everything that happened. It was a crazy fight. I'm actually tired right now. It was a crazy fight, back and forth. I thought the right man won. I thought Barbarina took rounds 2 and 3. And for me, again, I don't know if it was just everything combined together. For me, I was really sad watching this fight. And you guys will have to let me know in the chat, any of you guys who have been watching MMA for a long time. When you look back and think back and remember Matt Brown in his prime, fighting Robbie Lawler, fighting some of these other guys whose names I cannot think of off the top of my head. And you remember what an absolute savage he was. And he's still a savage, and how good he was. It just made me sad because he just looked old and slow. I know he still had his moments. He's still a great striker. I don't want to say great striker. He's still a good striker. He still has the same fight style, but it's just not the same to me at all. As far as Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara France, I hate to just sit here and complain, but after that fight, honestly, I don't want to see either one of those guys fighting for a title. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think either guy looked good. I think the fight was very close. It was going into the fight card, it was my favorite fight to look forward to. It was a whole lot of awful striking. I mean, Kai Kara France was throwing quite a bit and missing everything after, I mean, that's not necessarily true. He landed a lot in the second round. Third round, both guys were just swinging at air the entire round. Askar Askarov looked like he was so tired after the first round, had no head movement at all. For me, it's hard to get hyped for two contenders, and I was the one singing this fight's praises going into it. But when I compare them to the potential guy they would fight for a title, whether it be Davison Figueiredo or Brandon Moreno, I don't see it happening. I know Askar Askarov already has a win over Brandon Moreno, but that was a close fight. Brandon Moreno could have easily got the win. But I just think neither guy's hands look good. I mean, Askar Askarov looks like he's been training head movement with Alexei Oleinik. Kai Kara France, just a lot of hitting air, especially in the third round. His gas tank looked a little suspicious as well. I don't think that's just the reason it wasn't the main event. Outside of them being flyweights and the UFC kind of favoring, heavyweights obviously over flyweights, neither guy had a 5-round cardio. They had a 5-round gas tank is what I was beginning to say. Kai Kara France looked tired in the third round. Askar Askarov looked dead in the third round. Neither guy really particularly impressed me, especially when I think about them in comparison to a potential flyweight title holder. So there's my thoughts on UFC Columbus. I don't think, going into this fight, I said the winner of Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara France could potentially get a title shot next. And I kind of walked that back a little bit. Now. Because you start looking at the division. Well, I mean, I said it in the video as well. If they do in Davison Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno 4, if Moreno wins, they got to give Pantoja a shot. If Figueiredo wins, I guess it's going to be Kai Kara France. I don't see who else they could give it to. So, I could not stop yawning. Okay, what's going on, French fries? What's up, Blaydes One Sports? Hey, Joey, it's been a long time since you streamed. Glad to have you back. It's been a couple days. I know it's felt like eternity. I got an ad that said he's back. Okay? Casey O'Neill is fighting Jessica Eye on July 2nd, but I don't know if that's what you were talking. No, that's definitely not what I was talking about. But I appreciate you. It was Rockage versus Yan. They re-announced it. Favorite fights I've seen were Kai and Askarov, the main event, and Matt Brown. Fair enough. Also, Daukas was scared of the takedown, and that's why he got KO'd on the feet. Agreed. If you guys thought Khamzat was getting pushed fast, Alex is going to fight Sean Strickland. Yes. This is something that I've been calling for. Not necessarily specifically Sean Strickland. I think I've mentioned him. But Alex Pereira is not getting any younger. He has the storyline there with Israel Adesanya. Why not book him against the highest ranked guy you can possibly achieve? And also a guy that's not a grappler. Don't book him against Marvin Vettori. Not that Marvin Vettori is like a grappling heavy style, but he has very good grappling. Pick a guy in the upper top 10 that is going to strike with Alex Pereira. And then, if he's able to beat them, book him against Izzy. It's actually kind of a video I want to do, but Alex Pereira just found himself in a #1 contender fight. Because after Jared Cannonier, there's nobody to fight Israel Adesanya. There is nobody to fight Israel Adesanya after Jared Cannonier. So the winner of Sean Strickland versus Alex Pereira is probably going to get the next shot. Let me pull this down a little bit. Is almost definitely going to get the next shot. I love the fight. I love the style matchup. You have Sean Strickland, who has decent technical striking. He comes out there, he jabs people's faces off. And then you have Pereira, who's this nasty kickboxer with filthy KO power. I think there's no way that fight sucks. And I think it's the right fight to make, to be quite honest. I want to see Pereira a fast track. And that's what he's getting. Cannot wait for that fight. It's a win-win for the UFC. Hey, Joey. How did I get... Oh, hey, Joey, if you get a chance, go back and watch Matt Brown versus Barbarina. It was a pretty good fight. I did watch it. Yo, Joey, what do you think a Khamzat can do numbers like Conor? If he continues to win, maybe. Kaikara France can fight Pantoja in the meantime while they fight for a 4th fight in July. I like that idea. I think Sean Strickland is going to turn into a wrestler grappler real quick against Pereira. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's going to be a main event. I'm curious if the UFC books it for 3 rounds or 5 rounds. Because 5 rounds definitely favors Sean Strickland. 3 rounds definitely favors Pereira. Yan is the biggest lock of the card, in my opinion. We've already seen him fight Sterling, and Sterling has no path to victory. I wouldn't say he has no path, but I get what you're saying. Sir, you either need a cup of coffee or not. Your choice. That said, thanks for jumping on tonight so we can chat. Thank you. I don't drink coffee, so I definitely need a nap. But it's almost 11 o'clock, so that's really going to sleep for the night. I'm really tired, but there's been so much good stuff to talk about. I wanted to jump on here for at least like 30 minutes or so. Just to let you guys, for those who are not a member and not in the members Discord, to let you guys know that I was not dead or something like that. So we've been chatting in the Discord. I haven't been super active lately just because I've been busy, but we've still been having some interesting conversation. We were talking about the fights last night. Sup, Joey? Doesn't feel like Petr Yan versus Sterling 2 is this upcoming weekend. Well, it shouldn't feel like it because it's not this upcoming weekend. It's the following weekend. We get no UFC fights this Saturday, and then we get UFC 273 the following Saturday. There you go. And Homework said the same thing. By the way, guys, I don't think I asked. Make sure to like this stream. If you have not liked the stream yet, please like the stream. We're slowly creeping towards 3,000 subscribers. So do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe. It helps everything. It helps the channel grow. Yan's team can come. Hold on. Yan's team can't come legally for a few days. Is that confirmed yet? I saw multiple sources saying it wasn't a while ago, but I never double checked it. I feel bad for Beside You. He was going to get his popcorn ready and start looking for the pay-per-view next Saturday. He would have been devastated. Thoughts on Magny calling out Khamzat after losing to someone who isn't even ranked? I guess you got to do what you got to do. I mean, he looks at Khamzat as the biggest fight he can probably get. Khamzat would ragdoll him. Magny will get the fight if Khamzat loses to Burns. Agreed. I disagree. Khamzat can do Conor numbers. Conor has a whole country behind him. Khamzat is somewhat of a nomad. I mean, I really believe that Khamzat is one of the biggest stars in the sport right now that hasn't really had the legit success that we're used to seeing when people become stars. Khamzat, I mean, everything about Khamzat. People are so interested in him. If he continues to win, he will continue to, blow up and blow up and blow up. I think he's got a lot of work to do to get to Conor numbers, but I do think it's achievable. Strickland and Alex is happening on 276 in July, so probably 3 rounds. Yes, you're probably right. I'm not counting out Aljo. Dude has been out a year plotting as well. Exactly, I agree. Do you think Tony Ferguson Connors has a history? Still has a history knowing Tony was next for the belt, then Conor dropped it, and it was Khabib and Tony for the belt. Yeah, I think there'll be some type of storyline there. Also, Conor could have stepped in in 2020 to fight Tony for the belt, but instead he turned it down, so Gaethje ended up doing it. So there's that whole history there. You could say, oh, well, Conor ducked Tony years ago. I'm sure Tony will be saying that. What dang true? That's upsetting. No, I bet you are upset. Joe, I cannot wait for all the UFC 273 content you're going to put out. Thank you, man. It will be out. I'll probably do one or two of my predictions videos the end of this week. So I'm going to work on something for tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be less tired. I'll subscribe if you get down. Well, joke's on you because subscriber only chat is on. So thank you for saying that. I know it was jokes, but I seriously hope O'Malley or Cejudo isn't in the corner of Yan. I could just see them throwing in the towel for no reason if Yan's winning. I don't think that would work out like that, to be honest. I don't think it would work out like that. But we'll see. I'm going to head out, but glad to see you back doing the streams. Happy to talk to you guys for a little bit. It's not going to be a particularly long stream, but I wanted to get on here and have some discussion. I'll be doing my Wednesday live chat this week, and we'll do the hour and a half. Maybe we'll do a 2-hour live stream this week because I just haven't been on. It's crazy. It honestly felt weird this week because I think my last video I recorded was on Monday because I did prediction videos on Monday. And then I only did my stream on Wednesday. So I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days. That's not even that long without doing a stream or video. It felt very weird. What's up, Joey? What's up, Torin Brown? How do you use a press conference going between Tony and Conor? It would be crazy for sure. It would be insane. What's good, Joey? Does Kai Kara France deserve a title shot after that performance? I will say no. Going into it, I thought, he could earn himself a title shot. But for me, I don't think he looked particularly good. But I mean, I guess really, I think just fight. If Davison isn't defending against Moreno until July, I think French Fry said it earlier. Book Pantoja and Kai Kara France against each other. I'm sure Kai Kara France is going to take a jump up in the rankings. You really don't have much left around, if you really want to start looking at the division, there's not a lot of guys that can really contend for the belt right now. It's Figueiredo and Moreno, who we've seen fight time and time again, and then there's literally Pantoja and Kai Kara France. Royval, okay, but Royval has a semi-recent loss to, who was that? Who did Royval just recently lose to? Who was that? It wasn't Kai Kara France. He beat Kai Kara France. Great. Now I got to look that up. Brandon Royval, didn't he get his arm dislocated against someone? Or was that someone else? I can't remember now. When I'm tired, my brain's fried. No, he has lost to Pantoja and Brandon Moreno. Who lost? And it was something to do with their arm. It was something to do with him. Maybe that was one of his losses. Maybe that was the Brandon Moreno lost. He hurt his arm and then got TKO'd. That's what it was. I remember now. Does Nate Diaz stay with the UFC? I believe he's bluffing. UFC is going to figure out something for him soon. Also, Friday is the 1-year anniversary, so we definitely need to stream that day for sure. 100% I'll be streaming Wednesday and Friday this week. The Alex Pereira-Sean Strickland fight should be good. I agree. And if Pereira wins, which I favor Pereira to win, I just think he's the better striker than Sean Strickland. But I'm worried about Pereira's stamina. I think he'll probably win against Strickland, but it's hard to say. How do you see Sean Brady and Khamzat going down? I see one of them gassing and getting finished, and I'll say Sean Strickland gets finished later in the fight. MMA Joey, don't vanish again for several days and miss the live streams. Apology, man. I was very busy. I was still chatting in the members Discord. So if anybody ever wonders when I disappear for a couple days, what the heck's going on, join the Discord. Sign up for 1 month. The link is down below, and you never have to go a day without wondering what's going on. And the members knew an hour and a half ago that I was going to do this stream tonight. So. McGregor's never going to fight Tony Ferguson. We shouldn't even be talking about that fight. Conor McGregor had many opportunities to fight Ferguson, but he never wanted to smoke. Obviously scared. I think if Ferguson beats Chandler, it's very possible that they fight each other. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Personally thought Askar won, had Kaya on his back for half of the fight. Yeah, I actually thought it, I didn't even get into this too much actually on the stream. I thought it was clearly for Askar Askarov. I thought he clearly won round 1 and round 3. I'm not going to die on the hill because round 3 was super uneventful. But I thought Askar landed more shots, and I think he had a takedown in the 3rd round as well. So for me, I had it for Askar Askarov, but when you fight like the way he did, I'm not going to die on that hill. So I meant to talk about that earlier, and I'll have to watch it again because people say I was crazy. I thought when it went to the scorecards, I thought the judges might mess this up, but I think it was clear Askarov. Do you think D-Rod can give Usman a tough fight? No, I think D-Rod gets out-wrestled. I think he just gets plain outright out-wrestled. So I would heavy favor Strickland. Alex never fought near that level. You are right on that one, Fight Life Nation. You are right on that. I think I've never been a believer in Strickland. I picked him to lose to Uriah Hall. I picked him to beat Jack Hermanson. But I've just never been particularly impressed with Sean Strickland. I think Sean Strickland's a fringe top 10 fighter. I know he's up there right now, but not a big believer in Sean Strickland at all. And I just, I think Pereira has far more power. So it's either Sean Strickland by decision or Alex Pereira by stoppage. I'm ready for UFC 274. Can't get here any faster. True. I'm just worried about Strickland. What are you worried about Strickland for? That's what I need to know. What's there to worry about? Should I be worried about something? All right, guys. Throw your questions in the chat right now because I'm only gonna stay on for a couple more minutes. I am very tired, but I wanted to get on here just because I hadn't been on here for a while. Hopefully, I'll have a video out tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure what video I'm gonna do just yet, but it will be there. But if you guys have any more quick questions, throw them in the chat. Do you think Sean Strickland and Khamzat press conference would be funny, and how do you see that one going down? That'd be very weird, I think. I'm just, okay, Strickland is one of who gave Chimaev a black eye, though. That has to put him in 10 pound for pound. Okay. I would have loved to see D-Rod versus Chaos Williams. Chaos Williams got a fight coming up. I can't remember what it was, but Chaos Williams has a fight coming up. So I'm more worried about Strickland when he's not fighting. Yeah, he is a bit of a weirdo, saying weird stuff and doing weird things and posting weird videos. He is a very strange fellow. Very strange fellow. All right, guys, I am going to get off. I just wanted to do a quick stream for you guys, talk to you guys for a little bit about the recent stuff going on in MMA, just because I hadn't been on. I will hopefully talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll be putting out a video tomorrow. Not 100% sure what it's going to be on just yet, but I will be working on UFC 273 videos very, very soon as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And I think that's pretty much does it. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you're watching this stream and you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. And I think that pretty much does it. Like the stream. Talk to you guys later. Appreciate every single one of you. Enjoy the rest of your night.